Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 4. Metroid Prime Randomizer. I'm Elias Thompson, commentating for you today, and joining is Ginger Dragon. Occasionally, who's also tracking. Hello, Ginger Dragon.
Yeah, hello. Pray for me.
First match of round 4 should be interesting. Both of these runners, or racers I should say, are 1 and 2, so whoever wins this one, hello everybody, will be tied up. Welcome to round 4. Metroid Prime Randomizer. Elias Ginger, have you been able to see any of these and joining?
Hang on, are we getting echo on the restream?
Occasionally, who's also tracking. Hello, Ginger Dragon.
Hard to hear.
I feel like we might. Yeah, I was double checking to make sure, but yeah, glad that.
It might be Diggle, considering he was in chat earlier. Okay, it's fixed now. Yeah. I feel like Caesar is slightly favored in this race. I feel like he's slightly. I've noticed he tends to trip himself up over his own speed occasionally, but I also haven't seen much Diggle, so I have no idea how fast he is.
Awesome. And both our runners are off, so we will soon see who takes the favored lead here. Then again, it is randomizer, and so anything can happen. Both of these runners more than likely going to try the first trick, which both missed the first time. It's requires a little bit of a dash, which can be finicky for those who aren't super practiced. But it is one of the more vital tricks because it does get you early missiles here, which DiggleWrath just got. Missiles probably one of the better items you can get here because it allows you to do a lot of early talent checks without having to backtrack, which does save you time and lets you get a very early artifact hit location. So that does seem to be where Diggle is going, checking the artifact there as well as Caesar, trailing just behind. So we're going to see probably sooner rather than later what these artifact locations. Most of the time, what we'll see racers do is scan everything immediately, but not read it. And then usually either right after that or shortly after, they will read the artifacts from their logbook just because it saves some time. If they don't write them down like I do.
Yeah, oftentimes and I know a few other runners have a bad habit of holding off on actually reading the artifacts until there's. Oh my, was that thermal?
That was a thermal visor at Artifact Temple.
No. That's not a good hint. Yeah. But focusing again, a few runners that I have, like me, have a apparently bad habit of waiting until the first major point of a route divergence to check the artifacts. But in reality, it probably is faster to just read them right outside the Artifact Temple. Just because then you know what you actually need to beat the game.
Yeah, I think towards more the beginning of the Swiss rounds, it was more common to wait until a point of divergence to read them. But now more and more commonly, it seems like so a lot of racers have done it a lot sooner so that they can keep in the back of their mind what they need in addition to the normal items to beat the game, as well as just keeping that in mind for routing purposes early on. So Diggle looks like he's going to go straight to either Root Cave or Chozo Ruins. Neither one of them have the Morph Ball, so they can't check the Forget Landing Site, which is probably the third option.
They at least look at it? I don't know.
Oh, the landing site item, I think, was maybe a missile. I vaguely remember seeing an orange glow, but it was a quick check. Okay. Some of the time, you will see the runners do very quick checks. MightyCaesar missing that jump to get to Root Cave. And because the resolution is only so good on our end, we might not always catch it, so we apologize in advance.
The unfortunate cost of having the most up-to-date information.
Getting a power bomb.
That's nice.
So if we see grapple here, along with presumably early Varia, then Liverpool might be highly suspicious. That power bomb. What power bombs also allow you to do is check some morph ball bomb locations without It definitely wouldn't be the first time that bombs would be hiding behind a bomb location.
No, we've seen bombs hiding out in Dynamo, which needs bombs. We've seen bombs in Ruined Shrine behind the bomb wall. The Rando logic will take in mind the fact that power bombs can be used on normal bomb walls.
Absolutely.
I've still got my mind on that thermal visor, though. The fact that the game shoveled... Well, yeah, the fact that the game shoveled them, or just handed them thermal this early, it could be coincidence, or if we see the game just outright shoveling new items to our runners here, then we might see some bad times.
Yes. Caesar doubling back to the ship, whereas Diggle is going back to Chozo here.
Yeah, Caesar's gonna be going for frigate crash site? You can't... Oh...
It looks like he never checked the landing site, which was a... but at the cost of me missing what was in main plaza.
Yeah, oops. So he saw it was a missile. I guess Caesar did forget to check that. It's better than what I thought he was doing. I thought he forgot you needed Morph Ball to check frigate crash site.
Yeah, so let's see. We've got a missile in either Ruin Nursery or Gallery. I can't ever remember the bomb one. And then here in the other one we have an artifact. So early artifact for our racers here. Artifact of
Nice.
We'll need a total of 6 artifacts to beat the game. Essentially, the final level is locked behind 6 keys in this randomizer tournament, and they need to find those 6 keys somewhere, as well as every item they need to get those keys. In addition to the items they need.
Oh, that's interesting.
Here at...
So, Morph Ball and Hive Totem.
Yeah.
It's worth noting, our runners are not supposed to have missiles at this point.
Yeah, which means the intended first missile was at the landing. So if Space Jump first had not been a missile, we would have seen a lot more backtracking happening lately. It looks like there's a missile there in the vanilla Morph Ball location as well. Caesar just check.
So this seed is a prime example of what Elias was talking about earlier, about how important Space Jump First is. If our runners did not do that, they'd be looking at a big, long backtrack all the way back to Talon right about.
Yeah, it is potentially a huge time save early on, and so you'll see a lot of runners, at the very least, attempt that here in this tournament. Mighty Caesar taking no chances with those scarabs, probably the #1 cause of casualty at the beginning.
Yeah. They deplete your energy like mad if you don't have Morph Ball or Varia Suit.
Yeah, Diggle finding out that a second artifact is in the vault, so we will be coming back here once we have Morph Ball bombs. Unfortunately, that is not a location that power bombs can help.
We've only seen 2 out of the 6, but so far this is looking like a pretty nice seed.
Yeah, we'll have to see once the runners decide to check. Uh-oh, Mighty Caesar is not...
Just one boop away from death here.
Oh
no!
That is unfortunate. Now, I believe he saved at his ship when he checked landing site, so he won't be completely behind. But it just goes to show really the dangers of using Fusion Suit in a run. It's probably the worst thing you can do. Because it looks super terrible in 3D, all versions. Yeah, don't use Fusion Suit, kids. It's not worth it.
Fun fact, Fusion Suit gives you a minus 50% damage reduction. Little known fact. Totally true fact.
A negative 50%?
Yes!
I wouldn't put it. So Diggle checking the 2 locations, or it might have just been 1 location. I was paying a little too much attention to Caesar die. And looking like he's going to go check mid-Chozo here.
So we're still really looking for...
So this definitely... Yeah, Diggle was already in the lead at this point, but this firmly puts Diggle in a solid lead here by a couple minutes or 2. And... dashing off of that to get to mid-Chozo faster. The main thing Diggle's going to be looking for back here is, in addition to getting his charge Charge Beam, which is the only item that is not randomized in these tournament settings. Because some people, and they outvote.
Oh, did you want a randomized charge?
I definitely am a fan of randomizing. Yes. As MightyCaesar getting his first artifact without dying this time.
Yes. See,
Diggle getting his Various suit right before Charge Beam as well.
I myself don't hate randomized charge beam, but my thumb absolutely hates it. And, wow. I like my thumbs too much to say no.
So coming up here right past Charge Beam is one of the locations that the game expects you to have bombs for, but you can actually check with power bombs. So as long as he still has his power bomb, we'll probably see Diggle check this, because bombs could very well be there. The game does anticipate that you can use power bombs there.
And he should have it, because the room just before Watery Hall has a guaranteed power bomb drop from a Shriek Vat.
One would hope.
Yeah. We're really hoping to see bombs and Dynamo here. That'll make killing the rest of Mid-Chozo a lot easier, and sure enough.
And in fact, bombs
Wait, nope,
are there. Now, there is a second item in that room back there that you absolutely need Spider Ball for. And so because you normally don't have Spider Ball by the time you get to this point in the game, it does become one of those out-of-the-way one-item checks that could potentially pay off. I think pretty much anyone who's played Rando a lot has probably seen a necessary item there. And so that's going to be another location at the back of their minds of, once they have Spider Ball, are they going to go back for that? And Diggle checking this this item under here in his Plasma Beam. So that is the game telling you that Flagra is technically. However, as we saw with the check, they can also get that item with enough energy tank. I think you need probably and space jump. It does want you to have both gravity and to have V to do that. And it looks like Diggle might actually be doubling back here and refilling. So he might be trying this without an energy tank, which
it's
probably
scary.
Possible.
You get I think you get 2 chances to make the jump.
Yeah, but no,
he's
probably remembering there.
Saving.
Yeah, he's also probably remembering there that you do need space jump there, whether you have gravity suit or not, and whether you beat Flagra or not. So that is definitely going to be a stop for Diggle as soon as he finds space jump.
It's a much easier.
MightyCaesar not able to skip this as well. And so because he does not have space jump, he can't get the item early. This item early as well.
We did see him try and go through the Morph Ball tunnel, but there's an invisible wall in front of the Morph Ball tunnel until you grab the item that's hidden behind Armored Beetle here.
Yeah. So now Diggle has bombs. He's going to check the rest of Mid-Chozo here. It looks like he saw that was just a missile on top of that archway there, but there are 3 more checks, including a mini-boss Zoid, where you normally get the vanilla. Now, vanilla bombs is actually impossible in this game because it's in a what we call point of no return Morphbot tunnel, which means if you go to Zoid, bombs to get out of that tunnel, and you'll see with the drop off right here why that's the case. There's a safety setting that's checked for this randomizer of don't put bombs in no return tunnels so that you don't risk it and risk soft block.
What we could see here, and what we probably want to see, is space jump.
Yeah, space jump is definitely on the higher priority list early, especially now that Diggle knows that Plasma Beam is locked on. It also wouldn't hurt to get an energy tank. Although Ice Beam is not a bad consolation prize.
Not at all. That actually opens up the furnace as well, or the area behind furnace. Opens up Crossway for a check.
It does open up for Crossway to check, but it doesn't open into logic.
Yeah, it's not in logic, but
it does expect you to have Spider Ball for that, even though you can just actually climb instead of having Spider all, but because this is glitchless logic that is being used here, that's something really to consider if you're looking for progression. Well, whether you want to check things out of logic because you can and because they're close, or if you'd rather go somewhere else because they will have the progression you might need and the other places. So he goes beating Zoid with his new ice beam, getting just the missile. Has to collect that to leave the room. And so we'll probably see at least one more check in the bottom of the furnace here from Diggle. And then we'll see if he decides to go out of logic and use his ice beam to check further down.
I wouldn't say it's a play. I don't know if it's good or bad, because you can also just flat out check what is in furnace, just so you have the knowledge.
Yeah, you can check furnace, you can check crossway, but you can't get crossway without space jumping.
Can't get either of them with their current outfit.
Yeah, Caesar would have his various suit as well. I'd be curious to see if Caesar risks checking plasma beam here or not, because that knowledge is good knowledge. He was able to use a scan to check that pretty riskily with no.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just to look at it and say, yeah, that's a missile, or oh wow, that's boost ball. I better come back. Yeah, or oh wow, that's plasma.
I think in the last tournament round I checked there, and it wasn't scannable. And the only item that doesn't have a scan point in this game is thermal visor, and it took me a couple seconds while I was taking damage to remember.
I had that happen once to me, but that was before I knew the thermal didn't have a scan point. So I was just kind of confused, like, what?
MightyCaesar getting his bombs.
You gotta be grabbing the charge beam.
So it's gonna be a moment of truth here after he gets the charge beam of will he see plasma or not. Diggle in the meantime about to check the bottom of furnace. And it is,
how unfortunate,
as they say, just a missile.
I just need a button. Button you press is just a missile.
Yeah, I've been thinking of making that with like a link to the randomizer. So Caesar trying to think if 97 health is enough to check. It looks like he's going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the knowledge will pay off if he survives. And yeah, he is able to get out of there pretty quickly. Does have that knowledge. That still puts our runners on even footing in terms of knowledge here. Neither one of them has checked artifacts yet.
No.
So I can't remember if Caesar saw that the second artifact was in vault. I assume he. So yeah, Diggle choosing not to go to Flagra, even though the game wants you to, which also means that some progression could be on Flagra, which is always in the first. Diggle instead.
Yeah, so
maybe opting to maybe back to either Ruined Gallery or maybe back to town.
I'd personally be going for Ruined Gallery around here. Because like the way I see the situation is there's one check in Ruined Gallery and there's one check in Flagra. And the game hasn't really been screaming one way or the other, so I just go for the fastest singular check. Since they're both...
It looks like he's going for Gallery here. And if nothing's there, we could see him just go straight into Magmore from there with his various... because now that you've got bombs, a little bit more Magmore opens up, and potential progression is simply Fendrana.
Alternatively, this could be a mimic of Mine and Lane C just the other day, where Flagra actually has space jump boots.
Yes, no, that is 100%. A lot of the time you'll see runners avoid Flagra in general, but specifically until they have space jump boots, because it makes that very long a lot faster. And however, the game doesn't expect space jump boots whenever you fight Flagra normally. And Flagra is 100% in logic for these. There's a second item where Philosopher is called, in the vanilla game, Artifact of Wild, so you'll normally heard it referred to as Wild or Ghosts, which is who you have to fight to get the item. The randomizer does check that you can go through the back way to get that item and put it in logic, which means having Spider Ball and Super Missiles, which is not shown up for either of these runners yet. Although one randomizer change, which is a little controversial, is that it removes the vines that prevents you from going into the front. So you can actually just go around and check that out of logic. Okay, so Diggle getting his second artifact. It'll be curious to see which way he goes to Magmore. I would imagine he'd double back because that's less elevator time, but we'll see which way he goes from here.
Singular elevator, and it's just a straight line with a bunch of checks on the way to Findrana. I feel it'd be pretty silly to not double back to the Magmore elevator in Chozo.
Yeah. Caesar getting his Ice Beam, hiding behind.
So does Ice Beam actually open up anything for our runners currently? I don't think it does, realistically speaking.
It would open up a single check in the back of Chozo that's out of. But that is pretty much it. And Diggle is going to be checking his artifacts here. The remaining 4 artifacts.
Oh my! It's crossed.
I feel vindicated.
Oh,
Metroid Quarantine B.
And there's
Metroid
the
Quarantine B is out of the way. One of the most out of the way check. It's right next to the last boss before final boss is Omega Pirate, which is just the bottom.
It's out of the
level.
Yeah, it's out of the way, and it mandates Super Missile, which can be, realistically speaking, anywhere in the game except for the 3 checks or 4 checks that require supers. So it's a bad spot. It can dramatically slow down a round. But maybe it'll be nice. Maybe this seed will give us early supers.
Yeah. So Diggle is going into Magmore through the front, opting to take the safety save because they still haven't found any energy.
No, not yet. And one, as we learned again during Mine and Lane's race, one energy tank Magmore is very sketchy. It's extremely easy to die down here, especially when you're doing speed tech.
Even the most seasoned of runners will probably take that safety save if they have no energy. Interesting of note that one of the upcoming looks like a spider ball. And there's
that's spider.
Sketchy. 2 health.
Ooh, this is why we grabbed the safety save.
Lava does a lot of damage.
Now, it is worth noting that Spider Ball is at... Oh no, he killed himself with the puffer!
So if you shoot the puffer too close, its shrapnel will hit you, and it does more damage than if you just ran into. And so that was a little too close for Diggle there. Fortunately, he doesn't lose too much time because that's not too far off, and Spider Ball is still right on the way there. But yeah, Magmore with no energy is rough.
Very scary. I feel bad laughing at that, but that's also just the funniest way to die.
Yeah, yet again, it also shows the dangers really of using Fusion Suit. Like it's
absolutely. Really... That negative DR is coming in strong.
Able to get Spider Ball without taking too much damage this time. So now, interesting to note that upcoming here soon is Warrior Shrine, which the game expects you to have boost to acquire. You can get it without Boost Ball and Space Jump with a very nice little combat dash off of a puffer, which would allow him to get the artifact. And as long as he has a power one, which he currently does, he can get the item below it as well. So if he knows that dash, which is a little trickier without Space Jump, we'll probably see him get that artifact early, as well as check whatever's under.
Yeah, personally, I probably would go for the Warrior Shrine right about now, just because we have Ice Beam.
And there's the Space Jump. So now Diggle has a decision on, before he gets to Fendrana territory, if he goes back for Plasma or not at this point, so we'll see what he thinks here. It might be more optimal to go straight to the Talon elevator and then go back through that way, but either way, it's going to be backtracking no matter what with that space jump team. And he still doesn't have an energy tank, so
yeah, so it'll still be super sketchy
until he finds one. But that's definitely at the back of his mind right now. When do I go back?
Because Plasma is a very strong beam, and it does unlock 3 checks, or 4 checks even, in Fendrana drifts.
Yeah, usually an early Plasma beam, which this is as long as they find gravity, typically means that something's hiding in the ice in Fendrana. Oh, there's that.
Oh, these puffers!
It's not too close to puffer. And Diggle with space jump is probably going to go for this dash now that it's a little easier. Checking for health along the way.
Good call.
Now Caesar's low on health too over there.
Yes.
Trying to go his way to Magma. So Diggle's able to get that dash with the space jump. Gets the 3rd artifact.
Oh, is that 3rd? Did I miss one? Yeah, because I did mark the right. My bad.
Guys, commentating and tracking is hard.
Oh yeah.
So Diggle probably going to pop in here to see what this ice. Man, Magmore, am I right?
Just getting some toasty toes in Magmore.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see if he goes forward to Talon or goes back to Fendrana. Looks like he's going forward. You're going to have to go there. Maybe
sketchy.
It is, but it is an energy tank.
Oh yeah, if he gets this, he's in the clear.
So he'll be feeling a lot better once he gets this. And now that he has an energy tank, he might go back to Chosen.
Yeah, it should afford him like 2 or 3 more attempts at the underwater dash. It's still a very difficult underwater slope jump. So
yeah, if you don't bother to beat Flagra, then you're just going to take damage the most you try. And it is one of the trickier slope jumps. So looking like he's going to Fendrana, or at the very least checking the item right before it. But yeah, he's pretty far away from that. He might see what he can find in Fendrana, and if he sees anything, then he might decide to go back, which he's going now, actually. Looks like he's bombing. Oh, I thought that was a missile. I missaw that. Okay, so Grapple does put Magma Pool in play, which is another often trolley check in Chozo Ruins. So he's got a power bomb. Yeah.
Those 3 checks just pan out a lot.
Yeah, usually you don't want to check that location until you have Wave Beam, because there are 2 checks right behind it that require Wave Beam. But it wouldn't be the first time that the game wanted you to go back there. This
looks like Caesar is still going to be doing what Diggle did and going straight for the artifact.
Yeah, you might as well if it's there. Diggle's actually going to get another power bomb, which is
good.
double the amount it's had. Like, getting a power bomb is nice, but managing one ammo is not fun. That's why often you'll see a lot of people get the main power bomb expansion when they see it, if it's not too ridiculous, because that gives you 4 extra power bombs instead of just 1 for each expansion. Getting that second artifact, you can, going back to Magmore. So Diggle's going to give us our first look here at some of the things in Fendrana. Behind the ice here's a missile, so that's one thing he doesn't have to worry about. There's 3 other ice checks here in the front of Fendrana.
Diggle? Desperate for that vanilla wave, I guess.
Yeah. So vanilla can be, wave can be vanilla in this seed, but it's pretty out of the way if you don't already have wave. And usually you want plasma, so you can check the plasma location here as well, which you can't even check until you have plasma.
I just want to point out Caesar did not take the safety save. He's going in.
Oh boy. Thinking he's probably behind after that death and making some very risky. And it's a long way to that first energy.
Oh yeah.
Tank. He does see that spider ball though. And he's able to dash and get it. Not taking nearly as much damage getting that spider ball. So maybe he's confident in his mag, but we'll see. So, entering beam is a soft lock if it's not wave beam, and he looks like he sees that it's not in it. Fortunately, it's hard for us to tell from a pixel or two what the item actually was.
I'm gonna say it's a missile because the odds are it probably was.
It's a 1 in 2 chance that any given item's a missile. Missiles account for 50% of the pickups here.
But not only that, it seemed to have a bit of an orange glow to it, so...
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see Diggle here go for Ice Ruins East. And check the Ice and Spider, which he does now have, actually. Looks like that is...
They are both in logic.
Back. Yep, MightyCaesar also getting his space jump boots.
Excuse me, Spider.
So we'll see...
The ice.
No, the Ice is in logic too. The Ice is in logic. They just need to go back and get it. Actually, no.
No, because gravity.
I just get too excited when I see something good there. I just think, oh, now it's in logic. Oh, now it's in logic.
No, I'm the same way with Artis. Hey, once again, we see a wave.
There's the wave Spider. So if anything was in that vanilla wave beam room, we'll see Diggle go back and get it, but we won't be going back there until he has plasma. Now, wave beam does allow him to get a little further into Fintrana, even if he doesn't have boosts. So normally the vanilla boost location is coming up, and the game uses boost quite a bit here, leading up to and through labs, which is the next part of Fintrana. But we'll see. That is pretty out of logic until he finds boosts. So we'll see if he decides to do a couple of checks there. Caesar flirting with his ass.
Bad luck.
Seeing the grapple beam, giving it.
Don't mess this up. If you fall off the platform, it's janky collision in very deep seas.
Yeah. So Diggle's coming up here on the vanilla boost ball location. It does look like that's something.
He's going for it.
What is? Oh, it's an energy
boost?
tank.
Oh yeah, I'd go for this.
Definitely want to get not out of the way energy tank this early in the game with this little energy, especially knowing the platform.
Yeah, so you technically speaking, you do lose some time there because grabbing that item activates the Ridley cutscene when you head back to Shorelines, but it's... An E-tank at this low health is totally worth it.
Yeah, because you still gotta go back through Magmore to get do that. Man, oh man.
Caesar going... Unfortunately, just slightly getting the jump wrong. He may have gotten Trump jump there, where apparently sometimes the ground will just eat your jumps in this game. I've had it happen a few times. Once during a race even, and it felt terrible.
Diggle's seeing something under that ice, and Caesar is able to get his safety tank, which is nice. I couldn't quite tell what it was. It might have been a visor beam supplement. So Diggle is going to check the at least this one out of sequence check here that normally... actually, no, this one isn't actually out of sequence because he has Spider Ball and can get up here without boost. Anything in labs, though, would be out of logic. So it does pick up his Ice Spreader, which is pretty much only useful for Metroid Prime, the final boss. But you don't really say no to that if it's right there.
It's
so
infinitely more
climbing this
than standard Ice Beam against Exo.
Yeah, it looks like Diggle's going to go through labs here. I mean, but he does have Ice Beam. So he could go straight through it without a worry and go into the back of Vendrana as well. He will have to do a trick in Observatory that has a boost puzzle, and he will have to do a interesting dash to climb Observatory, which we'll see here soon. And then if any good item is in Observatory, he'll have to do another slope jump and fancy tricks to get the item as well.
Yeah. Well, none of those are particularly difficult if you know what you're doing, though. I say the Observatory dash is like moderate difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems like Diggle has the confidence, and hopefully just not forgetting. So these pirates are supposed to be a nice little reveal in the actual game, but when you have out-of-sequence Ice Beam or Plasma, they become really easy. So Caesar looks to be making the same amount of the same general route that Diggle. Caesar's probably behind enough to where he'll have to probably take a risk or two to get a good lead.
Definitely. I feel like the risk we want to see Caesar take is not doing labs. Like, just go get the plasma beam. This is a very low requirement.
Not doing labs. Yeah, like I was not able to see what Diggle found in that ice because he hesitated there for a while, but that's hard ice to see whenever the bit rate here is as low as it is. So, yeah, it definitely seems like having plasma early. I'm not sure if it's progression.
Because I mean,
but yeah, it was definitely not a missile.
I mean, like from a bare minimum standpoint, looking at what our artifacts were, the only thing we're really lacking now to beat the game is plasma, which we know where that is, and either supers or X-ray, or excuse me, supers and either X-ray or boost. So this could be a very low requirement seed. This could actually be pretty fast, depending on.
Diggle is able to get that dash, and is able to get the jump to get another energy tank at the top of observatories.
Nice.
Good work there. Up next, though, coming up a trick, which isn't strictly required, but is a fight skip that does change some layers in other rooms. That requires some very, very precise tiptoeing in and out of a door here. So, let's see. We'll go for that. Seems to get it. And getting this control tower item out of sequence, which it wants you to have plasma beam for.
Yeah, hopefully we get a second look at the item with Caesar here. I imagine we will.
Yeah, we'll see it here soon up in Ice Ruins West. Not sure if we'll go for Canyon first. Another energy tank. So Diggle's probably at that point now where he's feeling a lot more comfortable with his health and can make some riskier plays than before.
It's hard to say though, because comfort level varies a lot from runner to runner. I personally am confident at 3 to 4 E-tanks, but I've spoken with some runners who are confident only once they got 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It varies a lot.
Yeah. He definitely feels more comfortable than he was before.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more comfortable than 2. That's for sure.
Now, the way that the suit damage reduction randomizer settings, we're actually going to get another look at that item with Caesar here soon as Diggle encounters his first Metroid.
Oh, that's supers!
I think that's super missiles, yeah.
It's definitely supers.
So, supers are still out of logic here.
Yeah, oh man, I would not be doing labs if I were in this race. I'd be going straight back to Chozo, getting a plasma, getting the supers. At that point, all you need is X-ray and boost, and you are in go mode with this seed. And phase on. I always forget phase on.
Yeah, good old phase.
Labs isn't a bad play, but like if we want to see a risk that puts us in the lead, that risk is going for plasma right now, I think.
Well, here's the thing: the two in Diggle's mind are both out of labs because he was just right there, and then plasma is still out of logic without gravity. And so, even though what you need to put plasma in logic might be hiding in the back of Chozo somewhere, he's probably already here at labs, probably going to check what he can check, which is everything so far. And probably just gonna go get plasma as soon as sees it shows up. Diggle has the ice beam, ignoring the missile that is the thermal visor, and heading to far Fendron. He does have grapple, so getting around this back part will be a lot easier. We'll be able to check gravity chamber committing to doing gravity suitless gravity chamber in the water there. Need to do the dash anyway, like a pro.
I mean, it sets you up perfectly to get to the door anyway. And we got a cutscene check for the item. This could be interesting if he goes for it. No, not going for it.
Looks like he's comfortable enough at this point. Oh, no.
Oh, no, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. This is technically an out-of-sequence item as well without gravity suit, but it's pretty easy to do a little micro slope jump here and get...
There we go. Find the ledge, and he's out.
I usually just space jump. It's such a small slip jump that you need. I usually just move around and space jump until I...
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the nice thing is there's a little dip in the stalactite where you shoot the missile in when it's stuck on the roof. And I mean, I just stand in that and just fits nicely. If I fits, I slope jump.
Diggle doing a quick climb here. Fendrana's edge, or attempting to, and then falling. Which, this is one of the easier rooms to fall in. Caesar's also going to check vanilla wave. Well, Diggle climbs. Now, actually climb this room the intended way because he does have grapple beam.
Mm-hmm.
So he can check the item at the top here. If this area were... Which actually, I think this area is in logic now, because he could go in through the back way through Magmore in logic with Spider. So that might have been what he was thinking once he got the Spider Ball, to just do mostly out of sequence labs in sequence, or in logic, excuse me, Andronic.
And, oh yeah, Caesar feeling behind, going to be going for the big play, going for plasma, it looks like.
Caesar going for plasma. I think he still has one energy tank. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. He does also have grapple now. Yeah,
this is true. But yeah, as you've noted, like Caesar probably does feel behind, and when you feel behind in a race like this, and you just can't get the momentum and speed to keep up, then risks are a great way to potentially catch up.
Or just
that's what we're seeing
get
here.
more behind.
Yeah. It's a gamble.
But we've seen Diggle taking his own. We've seen Diggle taking his own risks. So.
Oh yeah.
It's still very much until all these necessary items are found.
Unfortunately, Diggle shooting the very stalactite you're supposed to use to get the scan dash and just gonna grapple.
Yeah, this dash is slightly more difficult than the one in the pre.
Oh yeah.
I always have trouble with the dashes. So here in Gravity Chamber we have two items. The top one there is a missile, which is plasma locked, traditionally. And there in Gravity Chamber, obviously nothing important, probably as Diggle gets out. And then is probably going to make his way to Far Magma. So, still without boost, we'll more than likely not see Plasma Pro.
Caesar's already got
would
grab.
only be a... Yeah. Be curious to see if he Artis.
Hmm.
Although Thardus is still out of logic until gravity. He could absolutely check quarantine monitor before going to Magmor. Once he gets to the back half of Magmor, that's when we'll see if he goes back to Talon and Chozo, or if he does a risky mind.
You mentioned Thardus is out. I don't think Thardus is out of logic at all. We've got the Wave Beam to go through back Magmor and the Varia, and we got the Spider. And we've got Thermal.
I believe that in the logic of the randomizer, Thardus is only in logic once you have super.
I
could
it not
be
count for the back door? Pretty sure it does. I think like it. I don't think.
I had always assumed that it accounted for the back, but I don't know. Logic is weird.
Logic's weird. I don't blame you. I have these same problems with Flagrant nowadays, where it's like I don't know if it does or doesn't. I've been told in good faith it does, but
at some point I just need to go look at the open source code, download what the logic is into my brain. So there was one more item here for Fendrana that they wasn't able to check without Plasma. Unfortunately, not able to spy. One here in access seems to be missing. So we'll probably see a monitor check here.
you could grapple when I wasn't looking.
Looks like what we saw before was flamethrower.
Yeah.
So now Thardus is definitely in logic.
We got our supers. That is flamethrower and Ice Runes East. I've been tricked. That's the second time I've been tricked by flamethrower, hiding behind a slightly blue wall.
Flamethrower and supers look so similar until you get Diggle not opting to use the super missiles to check Research Lab Hydro, which he'd either have to backtrack through mines or fight Thardus to check. Don't particularly blame him. But does have that super missile now to check the tree in Great Tree Hall. Not the tree in Chozo. In Plaza.
Oh, that bloody
There's
tree.
a lot of names here. Energy tank and
yeah, unfortunately, all the super missile checks are just spread throughout the game. But we have it now, and that's really good considering we do know one check is required for supers. Good old MQB. So that's at least to load off the runners' backs.
Yeah. It's also probably why they were taking a long look at that flamethrower in the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So Caesar has a head start here on Chozo, opting to do Tower of Light without gravity, not paying off.
I will say, Caesar did a very nice climb up Tower of Light.
Yeah, there's usually two ways you'll see runners check the top of Tower of Light, either by shooting the first row of missiles, first row of breakable blocks, which takes 12 missiles, just to see it, or if they are confident that they can climb it fast enough with a series of scan dashes, you can normally just see them dash to the top. Either way works, because it's very rarely ever something, but just in case it is, learning the scan dash and getting comfortable enough with it to do it in a race definitely is a pain. So Diggle, even though he doesn't have X-Ray, probably going to check Root Cave out of sequence here with his Grapple Beam. You can do it without Grapple Beam. If you have Space Jump in, you can do a somewhat finicky dash. But with Grapple, normally you know where these platforms are well enough after you play the game just a few times. it's really not worth it to check, even though it's at a watch.
Meanwhile, we got Caesar checking the infamous magma pool.
Here we go.
Not a good start.
Ultimate payoff.
Yes! This is the big one, though. Training grounds is unfortunately not possible. Oh, magma pool's boring today.
Training grounds does require spider and boost.
Yeah, and just an E-tank.
Oof. Got a little too close in that room for comfort.
Yeah, we almost activated the ghost fight.
Diggle,
can you get out after
missile? You have to beat the ghosts.
Yeah, but I mean, like, after you beat the ghosts.
The door.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can go in there. Well, I guess it expects you to grapple, but yeah, no. Caesar probably on his way to save him, get that plasma beam, which will give him a slight advantage. I'm not sure if it's enough to put him in the lead at this point because Diggle is hot on his trail.
Yeah,
Diggle's more items, but
Diggle's just been having really clean, smooth movement so far.
Yeah, and he did also take it nearly as costly as Caesar's.
No.
Diggle's taking the tree here.
The tree of pain has nothing. That tree is one of the most innocuous checks in the game. It's very easy for runners to forget about it during a race.
Yeah, even the last race of round 3, Bash Prime versus Gen Grievous.
Oh, yeah.
The developer of the Randomizer and the clear favorite to win, but because he took so long to detect the tree, which had plasma, he was losing for a good 40 minutes during.
Caesar's not getting the slope jump on the right part here. You want to get the slope jump off of the right half of the poison, or the right side of the poison tunnel, and then move left forwards to get onto the dip up here. I don't know
it
if
definitely seems like he doesn't do this
side.
Often, and is confusing it with the Tower of Light jump instead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's unfortunate, because he's probably going to spend a good amount of time here trying this method.
Yeah.
Without looking it up.
You need to bail now or you're going to die. Oh, he's past the point of no return. He's dead.
Oh, no. Well, that's why we save to save.
Yeah, definitely. I get the feeling that was intentional. Like, get the item or die trying at this point. You've made the gamble to go get plasma.
It feels worse if you're at such low health after you get the item that you can't survive the trip back.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What's even worse, though, is that now we have the Curse of Knowledge. I was a fool, and that's not Super Missile underneath the ice. We're going to go through all this.
If Caesar realized that or not. I would imagine
true.
Even if you're playing the game straight without all this encoding, it would be really hard to tell without it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the blue barriers, this has happened to me in Research Corps as well, where, like, when you flamethrowers on the other side of a blue barrier, the blue sort of cancels out some of the red, and it appears to be more of the yellow-orange of Super Missile.
Man, this is rude. This was his play, and I mean, it looks like it's possible, so he keeps trying it, and for all I know, it might be through some weird jump stuff. Man, this is
at the very least
the way to get this.
At the very least, it's a lot easier to get on the right side of the tunnel. But he just doesn't know that, unfortunately.
Diggle is almost at his location.
Yeah, and we'll see if Diggle. I imagine Diggle's had good movement. He might know. He might know how to do this jump properly. And if so, this is all but sealed, I'm afraid to say. Oh,
yeah, we
need a miracle to get Caesar back into the lead at this point, I fear.
I mean, Phazon Suit can be anywhere, so risky plays can always pay off with that. Diggle has checked so much that Caesar hasn't at this point. It's hard for us to pull out a victory here in Caesar's spot.
We'll see here. Because, I mean, if Caesar just sort of writes off labs, like, what I'd be thinking right now is, I made this play, I'm pretty sure Diggle was going to do labs, because it was the safest play. So at this point, as a runner, feeling this far behind, I would, here we go, you can see him doing the jump now.
Yeah,
but
Caesar
I would just kind of write off labs.
But he's not going quite left enough, but never mind him. Never mind.
He gets it.
They're able to get the plasma beam finally after his third attempt.
Yeah, at this point, if I were Caesar, I'd be kind of just writing off labs. Just no. Not unless I absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, without boost, it's not a wise thing to do.
Well, it's not even without boost. It's like, at this point, you've made a risk that you know Diggle didn't take. Like, Diggle's already full cleared labs, and now we're only falling farther behind. So,
yeah,
like, just write off labs. If something isn't in labs, then you're good, and you might still be in the race. If something is in labs, then you've probably already lost. Like, that's where my mindset would be as a racer right now.
Yeah, usually the earlier Phase of Minds plays you'll see are from racers who think they're behind. And they're just like, well, I can do this. I can check a few things here. Let's just do it.
Absolutely.
Because the other person probably has. Diggle getting the spider ball item before getting plasma. He must be at Caesar.
Looking at his health, I also don't think he grabbed the save, so hopefully he's confident. He has a lot more health than Caesar has, even at max, or mid, even only halfway down, rather. Anyway, you can see him hugging the right side. He knows how to do this. Again, it'd be a lot easier if our runners went all the way to the left. The cliff tapers a little bit further down on the left side, so you get the slip jump on the right, move left, and then move forward. Okay, gets it anyway.
Well, does get it. Thankfully, no backtracking from Diggle's end. Caesar, meanwhile, is at the back of Chozo here. Gonna do some checks here. Nothing at the top of. Diggle probably gonna follow suit. So I'd imagine. Ooh, Caesar does not know how to get that item without super missile. That is a fairly easy trick to learn. It's somewhat consistent, but fairly easy. And as you can see in this particular case, it would save a lot of time. Because now Caesar's going to have to come back once he finds supers at the back of Vendrana. Whereas Diggle,
and boost,
he has supers, so it's not a factor. Yeah, that's true.
So if Diggle knows how to do this, that's only going to cement the lead even further, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Getting some nice ghost kills there. At least.
I'm not sure for Diggle if he leaps ahead even further in his lead. Should remember. Yeah, it looks like he's doing such a big time save.
Yeah, so you just climb up the monkey bars over there, jump on these two pegs, and this last jump is very, very tricky. The collision's kind of janky, but he gets it first try.
Gets it first try, wow.
Man, I said Caesar might have a bit of an edge here. I was dead wrong. Diggle is being absolutely dominant in this race right now. What was that crossway? Artifact. Fourth artifact for Diggle.
Yeah, our only two artifacts left, really, are Great Tree Chain. They're going to be coming up here pretty soon, actually. And then Metroid Quarantine B. And then I think
we're going to see Diggle do bar skip. I'm pretty sure it was Diggle who said he can get bar skip generally on the 11th or so try. So
the 11th try. Yeah, I mean he's got the bandwidth. He might be feeling good enough to do it. It's hard to tell what's going on in their minds without the commentator curse of knowledge. So we'll see.
I missed what was in the ice bomb slot. Well, we'll see it with Diggle, I'm sure.
Yeah, Diggle is just close the gap.
Have we seen Phazon? We have not seen Phazon yet. We have no idea where it is. I was also trying to think about Phazon. Like, do we have any hints on where Boost could be?
Yeah, because in lower mines, without X-ray, you cannot get out without Boost Ball unless you know how to do a very, very difficult bomb jump or dash.
Well, it's not even that, though, but for Caesar, Boost is required since Caesar doesn't know how to do Crossway.
That's true. That's true. Either that or he's doesn't feel comfortable enough to do it in a race, but even still, once you learn that trick, fairly easy to commit to.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing in Hall of the Elders.
No.
Fortunately, Frigate's still out of logic. We know that Gravity Chamber is in, or excuse me, Gravity Suit is in the logic somewhere because of that plasma. No one's found it yet.
Yeah, Gravity Suit cannot be in lower mines.
Yeah, no lower mines, and only a handful of places in. Caesar's going back. I'm not sure why.
Yeah,
I'm not Crossway either.
I guess his thinking. I mean, I'm not sure why he's not checking Overgrown Tunnel, but his thinking with not going to Great Tree is we already know Tree Chamber is an artifact, and you cannot get anything in Life Grove without boost. So,
yeah, Life Grove is out of logic. Yeah. I mean, that it technically requires X-ray to get, but it's super. That is even easier than Root Cave to skip X-ray. I have no idea why Caesar wouldn't grab that.
Yeah. Also, no, you didn't, Caliper. The elevator to level 3 is phase on or plasma blocked, unfortunately.
If he did, he was playing with very different settings. Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if Caesar actually got the Warrior Shrine artifact or not, so I was holding off on that, but looks like he did, checking his artifacts.
So Diggle is going to check the item on the way to town here first, and then hopefully we'll double back.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the bar skip play. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, if you're this far without boost, and Phase on Mines is like required and on the way and has the most sensitive checks, bar skip makes a lot more sense to do as long as you are somewhat consistent at it. But if he also feels like he's behind for some reason, then I'm not. My God.
Oh, we got Caesar going for flag right here.
Time for.
Honestly, it's
what
possible.
is referred to as the big brain play.
Yeah, it's entirely possible Flagra has boost right now.
Or gravity.
Or gravity. Or both. I mean, we have Spider and Supers. We could have both gravity.
A wild check for him would be easy. Technically be out of logic? In the logic? No, I think it's in logic because Supers he could get without any logic skips, so yeah. Could be both.
Because what did Supers just required? Grapple, Varia, and Wave. Is all that Supers needs in logic.
It's Diggle checking frigate crash site. Evidently not finding anything.
Unfortunate. I also missed what Overgrown was.
Finding his way. Overgrown was a missile. I missed what landing site it was. So yeah, hopefully Caesar will demonstrate here why having space jump for Flagra does speed it up a little bit, because those Morphball Bomb slots are not real Morphball Bomb slots. They're just kind of areas you can damage him with Morphball. So you can bomb him on the outside of him too.
You can also just power bomb if you want to pop off. They're vulnerable to bomb type damage, which is exactly what power bombs do. You can power bomb Flagra to death. It's pretty great.
Diggle is doubling back. I'm going to check Great Tree Chamber, saving first, because I think he's about to attack. He knows it can't be boost either, so... Man. I believe at this point boost can be in upper mines.
Yes, it can.
Which, assuming both of these are skill level, they'll definitely want to find either boost or X-ray before they get that last artifact. These are making quick work of Flagra. And Diggle getting his 5th artifact. So at this point, in order to get that last artifact and beat the game, we really just need Phazon Suit, which can almost be anywhere, and probably either boost or X-ray. Here we go.
Honestly, at this point, I think I'd almost prefer X-ray.
I mean, MQB, yeah, it's quicker to go through Omega Pirate at that point. Flagra only providing a missile feels bad, man.
Oof.
Hey.
Fortunately, Diggle quickly approaching the 11th try here.
Yeah, these attempts are not going very well for him. Although that
no, not even getting step.
Right. Ooh. Interesting note with bar skip is that having boost makes it slightly easier, because you can do a little micro boost once you get to the top of those bars to give you just enough of an edge to just push yourself through. But no boost here.
Meanwhile, Caesar's going to be doing an X-ray-less Super Ray. That sounds like an
X-ray-less
combo.
Super Ray.
Yeah, X-ray-less, Superless Ghost fight in Sun Chamber. Getting some good stun locks on the Ghost, though.
And Diggle getting bar skip. And
nice!
Straight for mine.
He's through. Yeah, bar skip is a very finicky bomb jump, but it's very worth it to learn. It opens up this very, very large and important door of just being able to go to Phazon Mines from Chozo. No gravity required.
Yeah, typically you see it tried more from people who used to run the original, or not the original, but the previous route for any percent. Because the previous route did require one. So some Rando-specific players or some newer runners may be less comfortable doing it. But it's a decent trick to learn, but it does take some finesse.
Oh yeah.
So Diggle probably gonna pretty much full clear the top of Phazon mines here, looking for both Phazon and for X-ray. It'll be interesting if Diggle tries to go for the boostless lower mines, and if he's not that good at it, then a good number of attempts down might allow Caesar to catch up, but we'll see how risky he's feeling. That is definitely probably one of the more riskier things you can do in this game, especially because it allows you to save down.
Oh, yeah.
And that's definitely not something you want to do if you're not 100% comfortable with that, either of the trick.
Oh, Flagger did not pan out at all.
Feels bad. Although that is the kind of thing you do want to do if you haven't done it, if you're feeling behind, because...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do Flagra, so...
As you can see, it takes a while to do those 2 checks, which is why it's usually... But when it doesn't pan out... Oh. So Diggle getting his other energy tank. I'm gonna check what he can up until he needs boost. Here in the intended route for phase on.
At which point I imagine he'll just come back and go through waste processing.
Yeah, we saw him go for it briefly there at the beginning, and then decided to go here instead when he...
So for those who don't know, there's a room called Elite Research, and you need Boost Ball to go through it one way or the other. So without Boost Ball, it's just kind of a wall, but by going through a room called Waste Processing, you can circumvent it and go through to the rest of mines.
Yeah, it's intended for you to be able to do that once you have grapple. But grapple, I think pretty much every single grapple gap in this game is skippable with fancy enough dashers.
Meanwhile, we'll time to find out how Storage Depot A is going to continue to hold very important items hostage. It's a very mean room, this one.
What if it's Wavebuster?
I take it. Wavebuster's cool. It's like Flamethrower's slightly more useful and 10 times as cool, brother.
It's your poor man's flamethrower.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the meme is dead.
Ah.
But getting that check out of the way. There will be one check up here he can't really do without Boost Ball, without some really weird physics manipulation. At the top of Elite Research, however, he is on his way to check the bottom of Elite Research. MightyCaesar now going probably to check landing site, and we'll see if he climbs this back up once it's done.
Ooh, good.
Ooh, Diggle not getting the AI manipulation on phase on Elite.
Oh, that's really bad, because this one requires more than twice the missiles as the normal Elites to kill.
Yeah, and just absorbing a super missile there.
I believe the normal Elite pirates take 10 missiles, and this one takes 24, I believe.
Yeah. He's able to knock it down there, though. Not paying off.
And this is the dead end for Diggle before he has to go back.
I'm not sure if he remembers that or if he's just platforming.
Are we gonna see him do the physics manipulation on the mining laser?
That would probably be the first time I see it in the race.
Yeah. That would be what we need to get Caesar caught up, I think. I think that'll get Caesar caught up nicely.
Just rolls on in there and takes the lead. Although, even at this point, Caesar not doing the climb back to Chozo, saving his ship. Yeah. Unless Phazon is somewhere super random, I do not see this going. You never know.
And again, it's Caesar's getting real handicapped by needing boost to get crossway. Like
Yeah,
that's one
just
more
that
item that
backtrack
he needs
alone.
that Diggle doesn't.
He's electing to check the root cave. Unfortunately, excuse me. Unfortunately, I'm going to be met with. Although he does have plasma.
Yeah,
So
we don't know what's in
actually
Arbor.
check Arbor Chamber. Arbor
Why are
Chamber.
we?
That'll give him a boost as well, especially if it's boosted.
It could be.
Just don't
Dang,
fall.
at least. Nah, I mean, PBs are still good.
It's not
Yeah.
bad, but it is bad if you're in Caesar's shoes.
Yeah, that's not what we want right now.
Yeah, that is it's unfortunate. That did not. Maybe go back to Magmore. Still not able to check Plasma Cross. Unless he's going to do those crazy dashes.
Please don't.
What if he's comfortable with that, but not climbing Crossway?
That would be incredible.
You know, I've come to learn that the tricks people are spread out far and wide in this race.
That's true enough, honestly.
Storage Depot B, also just a missile.
Oh.
Storage Depot's not working out. And Diggle is running out of mines checks here.
Where do we go from here when you Diggle? I assume the next stop would be plasma processing for him. If we go through all of mines and find neither X-ray nor boost.
Plasma processing
That's true. No, you're right.
requires boost. With his
You're right.
plasma, he can check Vendrana's edge. Because that could definitely be any.
Yeah, storage cave, I believe.
There's also Research Lab Hydra, which is that super missile check he didn't go back. I think there's
Still a
just
few.
one more check here in mines before he commits to lower mines. Now, X-ray can actually be in a couple of locations in lower quote mines.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the half-pipe tunnel that I'm forgetting the name of, and Central Dynamo. Although those are very nasty, especially if OP is required. I think Caesar is on his way to get Flamethrower, which he might be thinking is super missiles. Oh, actually, Chozo Ice Temple
Ooh,
is another one it could be.
Absolutely.
We are about to see what that is as well.
Oh no! Oh, I thought we saw Diggle going to check Plasma Processing, or Phazon Processing Center, which I would have gone for right about now. Oh no, never mind. We're going for it.
Yeah, he's remembering that the next room is the blocking room, and so he's
Yeah. Because like, there's an item check in here, and it's not. It's past an elevator, but there is a save station not far from here either. So if you do get locked, you're not completely screwed.
Yeah. You'll have to check this by laying a bomb. Does
There
get
it is!
boost ball?
That's disgusting, and I hate it. Why? Yo, Phazon suit!
What if Caesar gets face?
Are you serious?
All right, so
It's a race!
we as commentators now know everything we need to beat the game. Wow.
So now we've got the curse of knowledge as both of our runners are missing something else they need to
That
win.
went from 0 to 60 real fast. So that
Oh.
gives Caesar a fighting chance. But boy,
Absolutely.
is he still behind. Oh man.
Depending
Yeah.
on where Diggle checks, it could be
Diggle's
a race
gonna go
now.
He's gonna go straight for the artifact. If he finds X-ray, he'll full clear lower mine.
I always love this
Yeah.
moment when you know a runner's in a sort of go mode and you just see them hauling it. Like their movement just seems so much faster and less confused.
And MightyCaesar validates the run.
That's good.
If X-Ray is not right up ahead, then Diggle's gonna have to backtrack out of mines once he pretty much full clears everything except OP. And then he's gonna be scrambling looking for Phazon suit. We'll see where Chozo Ice Temple falls in his list of checks. And Diggle is not getting these manipulations on these elite
No.
as
I mean,
Caesar
thankfully that
is
one's
spreader.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, normally elites are not that bad because you can hear when they just miss a spam them fast enough.
Oh yeah. How long do we think it'll take Diggle to find Phazon? I'm hoping enough for Caesar to find Boost Ball, because that would turn this into a race. It'd still be a heavily favored Diggle's race, but it'd be a race once again. What is
Gravity is here in Central Dynamo.
That's disgusting. I hate it. Why is it here?
Which means only now are we supposed to get plasma.
Yeah, that's dumb and I hate it. What is this?
Wow, yeah. Oh, okay, so, yeah, I mean, he's got, he'll probably be going out the back of Phazon, checking the back of, Andrana, so he might see him do Thardis. We might see him do Research Lab Hydra, but after that, hopefully he'll just head straight to Chozo Ice Temple.
Where supers are, where were they? They were in Quarantine Monitor.
They are monitor, so right behind Thardis. So we should be seeing Caesar get them eventually.
Definitely going through mines
Assuming he's going through labs, intending to do the survey. Because if he's not able to get that, it's going to be more backtracking and more time loss for Caesar. So with that said, Diggle is going to have to backtrack out of lower mines.
Yes.
He cannot find X-Ray anywhere.
Oh, Diggle, why are we going underground? Come on. I'm calling him out as a coward for that.
That wall of turrets is nothing to laugh at.
No,
if they catch you, So we're gonna see Diggle pretty much do every check along the way, almost every check here, looking for. Not gonna, as the seed is solved already. So really, X-ray visor is our last item here, where we don't really know where it is. Fortunately, not required. But yeah.
So one thing you can see
Caesar
Diggle
could
here,
potentially find it.
you can see these platforms via their exhaust. You can see it right over here. This little gray ghosts floating around, or light purple ghosts.
Yeah, it's a neat little trick if you have thermal without X-ray for these moving X-ray platforms. Otherwise, shooting them to find them can be cumbersome.
Yeah, because they have odd travel paths over that Phazon pit. They don't move in a way you'd expect.
You wouldn't think so, because they are still straight lines, and yeah.
Yeah. They're just really weird straight lines.
You know, Diggle's still not finding his Phazon suit. God, I'm still thinking about that boost ball location. It's probably the worst place it could have been.
Second worst place. I don't know if you did catch Mine and Lane's race, but we had super missiles in that location, and Research Lab Hydra had boost ball. And we had an artifact in LGT.
But at least you didn't find them right before lower mines. Have to go somewhere else to get them, and then come back to lower mines.
That's true. Caesar aiming a little too far down on this one.
There's Wave Buster.
Ah, excellent. Wave Buster's underrated. I love it.
So we actually just have X-ray to find.
Yeah, that's it. We know where
And we're
everything
depending on
else is.
Caesar. What if X-ray is on Thardis?
Yeah.
Like I'm looking for.
That would be comical.
Caesar getting some more energy tanks.
Diggle dropping them like they're candy between these hunters and the Phazon.
Yeah, he is in that go mode recklessness right now, which yeah, that's a little lower than I'd like to be at this point, but he's still in good shape. He's got 20% damage reduction at this point thanks to Gravity Suit. Caesar as well because he has Phazon Suit instead of Berry Suit, and the way that these settings work is that damage reduction is so getting Phazon Suit doesn't instantly give you 50% damage reduction. Not that this is an actual Phazon Suit because it's the fusion suit.
It's a traffic cone. It's the power of placebo.
Diggle getting stuck on a pixel there.
Yeah, I have never seen that before. That was pretty great.
This is a game of odd collisions.
I mean, it's Diggle who says it all the time. This game has too much collision. The game proving him right there.
That's his own validation.
Yeah.
Diggle, thankfully having thermal visor for this, probably the best visor to use to see the slope because the room is so dark.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, just kind of have to see by the light of your muzzle flashes.
Yeah. Just constantly shoot.
Keeping thermal on for style points. I approve.
Yeah. Caesar getting through lab. I'm just gonna enter Parfum.
I thought with that Plasma Pirate's dying breath, he blocked the charge shot, but alas, it's just off.
Now that's what I call it.
Guess there is honor among thieves. Well, they tried. We are going to see Caesar here getting a new check that we haven't seen before, as a security cave.
Plasma, so that could be our Ray visor, and pretty much nothing else.
Oh, getting grabbed!
Sniped!
Always kill the Hunter Metroid there. What I do in this room is I wait for the Hunter Metroid to come up, and as I'm waiting, I check and see what's in the pool below.
Diggle getting his 6th and final artifact, just needing to find Fate, and now having to backtrack.
Yeah, unfortunately, Omega is impossible to kill without X-Ray. The only hard visor requirement in the game.
Yep. Anytime you see X-Ray, it's required. It's because Omega Pirate is required for. He does take the safety save to replenish his health, give him the one road back, but the road back is significantly less damage. And Fendrana's Edge hides a missile.
Lame. Ooh, going for the slope jump here, and unfortunate.
Not quite getting it.
It's definitely unfortunate.
It's one of the weirder ones to. So if you're not 100% comfortable with it, it's a lot easier to do. Or jump if you don't have grapple.
And unfortunately, because he turned that slope jump into an R jump, he was completely unable to recover it. As R jumping completely locks in Samus's momentum, you lose all control after pressing R mid jump.
Looks like he's not going back.
Cutting his losses and moving. Bold play, but we do know with the Curse of Knowledge that it will pay off.
Yeah, so DiggleWrath still ahead, but now scrambling to find Fate. Given his assumed routing, it won't be too long before he finds it, but That time does provide Caesar some time to find what he's looking for. Although if he doesn't go straight mines after this, then he really doesn't really have a chance anymore.
No, unfortunately.
Unless we see a very unfortunate death from Dig. But now
Even then, he had a safety save, so
he had a safety save at the bottom of mine. So if he like gets all the way out of mines and up right before ship or something, like, it's possible. But given how many energy tanks these runners have at this point,
nah, yeah,
not something to bank on.
This is pretty cemented at this point, unfortunately.
Diggle died in Magmore this race. However, he had safety saved right before it because both of these runners went into Magmore with no energy.
Yeah.
Caesar had a death, unfortunately, as well, but it was a lot more costly than Diggle's. Not super costly.
Diggle's won't be my favorite death, though. I'm sorry, that's just funny. I won't get over that anytime soon.
The last thing you see is exploding puffer shrapnel. We're running low on missiles here, but still got enough, and doesn't really need them coming up. Looks like Caesar's back here at Vendrana's edge.
Yeah, so Caesar saw there was nothing of value in Gravity Chamber, and rather than opting to take the long dredge through underwater tunnels, he just turned completely around and is going to check up here. Also, that's pretty fair routing. I can't knock it. That long underwater tunnel, if you don't have boost ball, it's filled with gel zaps, which just kill your momentum. It's awful.
Diggle's actually not going out the back of phase on mines here.
No.
Which is good for Caesar, because that will mean that it will be a longer route to find Phazon soon.
Yeah, he might. I think Diggle's gonna go all the way back up through the top, and then what's it called? And then do
his current routing.
Frigate.
Yeah, he's gonna check. He's gonna check Phazon, Elite Research, the one check he couldn't make. And then,
Frigate.
He's going to go out through Chozo. He's going to do Frigate. He's going to do pretty much everything he can before Chozo Ice Temple. As long as Caesar beelines it for mines, he's technically still in this race. Imagine getting super missile to the face from the because that's what that just experienced.
Don't empathize with Calvin. He doesn't deserve your empathy. Maybe that's why Calvin's so angry at us all the time, actually, because he keeps getting shot through the walls.
Diggle not quite getting the positioning to boost through this wall, unfortunately.
No, I think it has to be a bit further to the right here.
Yeah, you want to be just left of center, I believe, to get it quickly, which he evidently does not know.
Ah, there we go. Okay, so
it gets...
and falls.
Yikes. So Caesar finally going to get his super missiles here. So hopefully we'll see him go to Phazon right after that instead of...
Yeah, please don't fight Thardus.
Thardus, or instead of checking Hydra.
He's going for Thardus. Oh dear. This is going to be a very hard-fought 5 missiles. Or X-Ray. I mean, we still don't know where X-Ray is, admittedly.
Still holding out hope for X.
And as far as Tharsus go, this should be very fast. He's got 2 power bombs and a plasma beam. So this should be a very fast Tharsus. Yeah.
He has everything he needs to do this time. That's still time lost.
Alternatively, if Diggle wanted to flex, he would find X-Ray right here, right now in Elite Research.
The unintentional flex.
Oh, my heart skipped a beat for a minute there. I saw glass and it was just like, are you kidding me?
Phazon is in Chozo Ice Temple, which is pretty much the farthest thing from Diggle, except that it looks like he's going back.
He's gone through Phazon or ore processing, so he might just be climbing this to head to Frigate.
Yeah. We'll see which way he goes here.
Yeah, there's a choice.
Frigate is unfortunately the probably what highest density check left.
Yeah, honestly. And yeah, there's the grapple. We're heading to Frigate.
Alright, Caesar's still hanging on by a thread. But Thardus does not help.
No. I mean, we got what, 2 rocks left on Thardus now?
I will say that if Thardus does end up being X-ray, then Caesar can go straight and not have. Which, depending on how his OP is, could save.
Caesar's had very good boss execution so far. I imagine his OP is going to be very good. Like, this Thardus is getting chunked down. This is a very good Thardus fight.
Thardus is going down quick. His Flagra skills were on par with what you see from mini runners. I would expect if he finds X-ray to just go straight through. And Diggle actually also going to check the 3 items in. Oh god, life growth.
Oh, are we? Oh yeah.
Now
Yeah, because no one has been to. Yeah, because Boost was so far off, no one's actually been to Life Grove yet.
Just like that, Thardus melts.
That's what happens when you're weak to plasma.
Now it's pretty much a race to see who finds X-ray first for us.
If at all.
There is hope.
Oh, it's missiles. Oh.
Good old Thardus.
What if we have vanilla / French vanilla X-ray? That I think that'd be the nail in the coffin at this point. Because X-ray, while not required, makes the Essence fight a lot faster.
Yeah, it makes it faster. It makes the routing through Phazon mine. It's faster.
And I mean, I don't see Caesar going back here, so then Caesar would have to backtrack. I mean, he already does have to if he goes to mine, which he needs to do right now.
I think he went out the front.
Oh no, he is going out the front.
He might be looking at Research Lab Hydra.
That's honestly, I mean, that's fair. You're not going to be coming back here anytime soon. I can't blame him for this.
Yeah, Diggle getting his Life Grove Tunnel missile.
It's vanilla!
And his vanilla X-ray!
Nothing French about it, that's as vanilla as it gets.
This is,
oh, dear.
Diggle's taking a long way around, but it's only a matter of time till he gets that Phazon suit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that matter of time is shorter than going all the way into mines and backing out.
Yeah, Caesar really needed to find that X-ray to keep staying in this race, but yeah, like I said, unless Diggle takes an unfortunate death somehow, it's pretty set here. He just tries this jump for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah,
Not quite twisting that.
I've noticed a lot of runners are doing this where they R-jump after the second space jump. I'm not sure I understand why they do this. Like they wait and then they do star.
It's possible to do it, just like it's possible to do it by just barely doing it with mostly an L jump there, but it does make it less forgiving. Yeah, it's probably a monkey see, monkey do thing, right? Where they see other people do it that way, and even though it's more difficult, that's how they learn it.
I see.
So now we get the backwards frigate. Going the long way around. Nothing left to find in frigate, except maybe the vanilla power bombs. We still haven't found those. Or maybe.
Caesar is going back to mines now.
Yeah, that's good.
At least I hope so. I can't imagine where else we'd be going with this pathing.
Got his Hydra check out of the way. And then
main PBs and Hydra, actually. That's rude.
Well.
That's very rude.
Now there's nothing left to find.
Yeah, that's it. Flamethrower's in Ice Rune's Weast, and Phazon is in Chozo Ice Temple.
The main question I have now with Diggle's path, although if he comes to the front of Frindrana, it's probably not going to happen, but if he comes to the back, if he will get Flamethrower on the way.
I hope so. He needs to validate, or else Caesar's actually going to win this.
Caesar.
I'm surprised Diggle checked that, actually. What are you looking for, buddy? Oh, right, still looking for Phazon. I'm a fool. He doesn't know where it is. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, we're gonna see Diggle do every check along this route until he gets to almost the last stop. Unfortunately, he's probably gonna clean up the rest of Chozo too. Although I'm not sure there's anything left for him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if he goes to Chozo or Frindrana from the front of Frigate. Both of them are pretty equidistant. So... oh no, Caesar needs a powerbomb to get into mines. Oh.
Feels bad.
And unfortunately, I don't know where the closest guarantee drop is. I've heard the Triclops, and it says on the chart the Triclops in Fiery Shores is supposed to have a 100% drop, but...
Triclops Pit.
Oh, he got one, I think.
But that is a long way away.
Yeah, it's... And even then, it hasn't been 100% for me. I've been trying it, and it hasn't worked. I don't know if it's dependent on actually having the main PB item or what, but they haven't been dropping for me.
Strange video game.
Very weird.
Diggle's slowly making his way out the back. Or out the front, rather. Frigate. Going through that chamber with the first boss that we never fought.
Waiting for the item drop on the Magmors. Magmors only drop 20 energies, and they always drop it. They will never drop anything else.
Yeah, so this right here is pretty much one of the main reasons you'll see people always pick up PVs when they... Because having to take the time to do this...
It's bad.
It's not bad content, as they say.
Well, Diggle's frigate run is pretty much over. Gonna be coming out the front door in about a minute or two.
Yeah, we'll probably see him check Harbor Chamber, and then from there he'll go to Magmor and make a choice.
Frindrana or Chozo?
Yeah. To mirror what Lyco says in chat, like, because the route he took, Phazon might very well be his absolute last check.
Oh.
Which is just buying Caesar time
here.
that he is not taking advantage.
Oh, unfortunately. I mean, he got his powerbomb drop, but he had to go all the way to Fiery Shores to get it. Oh. That's bad content. What? Oh, he tried to do the bunny hop into R-jump around this. That's a very fancy technique.
Yeah, it is required in an 80% run, but does take some patience and practice to learn. I'm still pretty inconsistent with it myself.
Okay, going for the scan dash now. Yeah, so you can just stand on a little cliff on that ledge and scan dash across. Or you can R-jump from there as well. Either way, bypass the spider ball. Ooh, Diggle I think I saw Diggle actually botch the jump, falling down.
You have X-ray, sir. You have no excuse.
PB expansion. I believe Diggle's actually at full PB capacity now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, considering he's checking every location in the game at this point.
Hmm. Oh, Diggle's going to Chozo! Backing out of Root Cave, not going to Magmore.
Yeah, the only 2 items he... You know what I hope he doesn't do? Go to OP.
Oh.
Because that's probably the worst thing he could do at this point.
He did open up the bars, so Phazon Mines isn't too accessible from Chozo.
He found his X-ray, like... Yikes.
What? Phazon can be virtually anywhere in the game, except
it can be
for...
in 99 of 100 locations.
And Diggle has not checked Processing Center access or Elite Quarters yet, so now he couldn't check them because he didn't have X-ray. Now he has X-ray. It's possible. That, I say...
I would like to hope that he will check the 2 locations he couldn't check in Pendrana first. But geez, that would be a worst case scenario for Diggle, I think.
Yeah, that would actually make this a race. That would put Caesar and Diggle almost completely side by side.
Yes, Caesar is about to get his boost ball here.
Yeah, 2 of Caesar's artifacts are basically side by side, so... Wait. There's a boost. Caesar's peeved. Yeah.
Yeah. Simultaneously taking out his frustration and finding that platform that he missed. We'll see him check PCA here, actually, since he has phase on. It's an energy tank.
Oh, I forgot. Rando or supers were again? Supers
were in quarantine monitor.
Oh. So he actually got those. I think I missed that. I was a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
So, Caesar actually, I believe, is in go mode. He just needs to go collect his...
Actually.
So, this kind of puts it in an interesting place where Diggle is a and will eventually find Phazon, but Caesar just needs to round up his artifacts and then go.
Diggle's gonna go do wild. Has he even checked Flagra yet?
I don't think he has.
Well, this could be awkward. Well, we're gonna find out, because if you do wild without Flagra, then Flagra's flower hasn't spawned, and you're just gonna see a floating islet or item at the end of the ghost fight. You can get it with the slope jump, but it's a massive pain.
Having some trouble with that pirate skip, but eventually gets it. Diggle having trouble climbing the tower.
Huh. Oh, I think the wasps are bullying him, I guess.
The wasps and the Oculus both just nudged him off. It's a team effort. Diggle hasn't
random feral creatures have better teamwork than space pirates. With the exception of that one plasma trooper.
Yeah. And one plasma trooper's like their elite unit. It's their Rambo. Yeah.
Caesar is also getting the AI manips on these elite pirates, which is just gonna seconds trying to get those seconds back.
Diggle realizing the flower isn't there.
Yep. Yeah, Caesar! My man! Validating the run on stealth drone.
Wow. That's all I gotta say about that. So.
And seeing gravity suit.
Caesar
Thankfully, he doesn't care.
We'll have to backtrack after MQB because he will not find X-ray here.
Indeed.
So that'll be more time Diggle has to get Phazon suit and clean it. This is closer than I thought it would be.
Hmm.
I'm still not sure how close it is yet.
Ooh.
Oh, especially if he dies in the main.
Oh, slowed. Oh my! Why did that one do so much damage? You got caught in the corner. Oh. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Don't lose the last 40 energy. All right, so now Diggle's gonna go back and respawn Flagra.
Yeah, which I am hoping is a randomizer feature because I believe it crashes the game in the actual game.
Does it? Ooh.
If you do wild before Flagra.
Yeah. Didn't game go far enough to reload the room?
Oh well, you do have to get the item. Do you
have
to get the item in order for Flagra to respawn, I believe.
Ah, and that involves a very precise slope jump off of some of these vines.
Yeah, it's unpleasant. I believe it doesn't require a slope jump though. I think just a very well-timed space jump off of one of the high points can get you there, but it's not fun.
Also, Caesar's the winner in my heart because he didn't cower behind cover when facing the firing squad.
Yeah, Caesar's the meme winner here this run.
Got flamethrower, used flamethrower, and faced the firing squad. People's champion.
Alright.
Oh, it does not crash.
Is able to get Flagra after wild there. You just have to get the item. Meanwhile, Caesar's beelining it, or trying to, past Metroids.
Just drop the power bomb, man. They're everywhere.
There's like 5 Metroids on him right now.
Yeah, this is power bomb territory. Trying to think of what he's even saving is, unless he just doesn't want to search for the platform and is trying to get a scan dash or combat dash, I guess.
He's trying to get the dash, but he's probably trying to save 2 just in case the item up top ends up being something he wants. He doesn't really need anything.
Yeah, you're in go mode. I mean, I guess it would. No, it can't be X-ray. It's physically impossible.
Yeah, he might be forgetting it can't be X-ray.
Oh look, that's pleasant.
Though he does get a power bomb there. And he does have gravity from Central Dynamo, so I'm not sure.
Last no scan points up here. Yeah, there's a little ghost exhaust.
Gosh, so the artifacts that Caesar needs at this point, he has to go back to Crossway. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is he missing?
He's missing GTC, Crossway, and MQB. So, I mean, GTC and Crossway are close enough. The problem is that he's going to do Crossway the vanilla way, which is relatively slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's slow to have to backtrack there to begin with. So...
But I imagine
both of these racers have some time sinks ahead of them. Diggle's probably a little less, but if Caesar can up his movement here and just go full go mode, then we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I imagine what we'll see Caesar do here is go get the MQB artifact, turn around because he has to, and then just go up, go through bars using the boost ball, then go to GTC, Crossway, and then from there go to Talon.
Yeah.
Getting the last charge combo. Fully kitted.
I feel like both of these racers will end up being one item away from fully trained.
Never checked that. Oopsie. He did get Grav. I'm just a fool.
Yeah, Gravity Suit was the required item from Central Dynamo on the way to Lower Mine.
Yep. Yeah, if he didn't grab that, that would have actually been the end of his run. That would have been a soft lock. Because the door to Central Dynamo does not unlock. or the door out of it rather, until you get.
Diggle goes straight to Magmore here, and it looks like he's gonna head to the front Fendrana and check Chozo Ice Temple. So Diggle probably in his lead here.
Phazon is in Chozo Ice Temple, as Diggle just, or as Elias just said. My bad.
It'd be interesting if Diggle said it too.
Yeah, that would be fascinating actually. We need some ref on that.
Caesar doing the fancy dash.
Nice. Making up for the mess in Metroid Quarantine A, over here in Metroid Quarantine B, with a much cleaner dash.
Yeah, not even saving. He's not quite as damaged either as Diggle is at this point.
Yeah,
So he's just beelining. Aside from those Metroids, his Layer Mines has been pretty smooth, and it's been a lot faster because he hasn't had to make check.
Uh-oh. I can hear the death bell knolling, though. Diggle's going for Fendrana now.
Yeah. Yeah, Diggle is retaining his lead here with the next check being Chozo Ice Temple, so... Thankfully not going to Omega Pirate. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be a sad time. Not even bad content, just sad content.
Might actually cry.
Artifact for Caesar. Yeah, sometimes the tracker could take a bit to update. But we're all good now.
Yeah. Tracker's not the fastest. Usually when I track, if I know I'm about to get something, I'll just mark it like a few seconds beforehand, so it'll show up relatively.
That's entirely fair. I think the last race I had to just kind of flick on and off some items occasionally because I guess the input just got missed.
Yeah. Diggle also remembering that he has boost ball in that tunnel.
That's good. Go fast. And hate to say it, but this is the end for Caesar, I fear. Unless Diggle has a horrific final boss gauntlet.
Yeah. I guess until we see Exo Phase 4.
Yeah!
Diggle gets his and is unfortunately probably not going to stop to get Flamethrower.
No, probably not. Weak.
One race I saw someone go out of their way in go mode to get Flamethrower.
It wasn't really go mode, but in my race against Lane, I believe I don't recall if he did, but I did go for Flamethrower. It was in Fiery Shores. I just figured why not? Appease the masses.
Diggle going straight for Talon, going straight for final bosses. Gonna take the ship safe to save, and then do the. Got everything he needs.
Yeah, no memes tonight. I mean, Caesar did memes, so at least he got that.
He did use Flamethrower on the drone. And if he decides to finish out the seed, we'll probably see him do it on Exo as well.
Double validate the run.
These are trying to get this skip.
Oh, he gets it. Although, didn't he just kill that trooper, or am I crazy? I didn't hear the boss music. I don't think he had to do that.
I honestly couldn't tell because I think I heard the thermal, the shadow parrots. I don't know. He's out of the room.
Yeah, he made it.
Who cares?
So we see Caesar still grabbing a few checks here and there. He's still likely looking for X-ray to speed up the essence, so we'll likely still see some convenient checks along the way.
Yeah, you'll definitely only want to check what is directly in your path whenever you're in advisory.
Definitely. So hopefully we won't see any frigate shenanigans or anything else in upper mines at this point. Just go to GTC.
We're getting that safety save.
Always get the ship save. Free missiles, free fill, free health refill. It's a good time. I can think of no reason why you would ever not do that.
I don't think I've ever seen someone not do it.
Diggle, unfortunately missing ship dash and trying to do the backup slope jump, which is surprisingly difficult.
I actually was practicing it earlier today. It is harder than it looks.
It's looking pretty hard right about now.
Because I think the slope you actually have to jump off of is elevated. And so he is giving up.
Fair play. Yeah, it looks like Caesar's going to be going straight for GTC. I mean, if Diggle has a very bad boss gauntlet, then maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, just ride off a race like this, but this is looking...
Caesar is wrapping up things here with his two remaining artifacts, but it's going to take a very bad Exo in Essence and Ridley to get Caesar to catch up.
At least 7 pool skips. New record on the tournament, probably.
So they're getting that 5th artifact. This Diggle starts Meta Ridley. Interesting note about the first phase of Ridley when he's in his flying phase here. He, unlike almost every other boss in this phase, is not immune to boost damage, which does 50,000 damage per frame in a 60 frame per second video game. So, this first phase is going to end pretty quickly when he lands, and then the second phase a little bit tougher if he decides to charge you, because then you have to break your lock on him and try to snipe him with some charge shots, but then that'll go pretty quickly. Caesar, in the meantime, getting the crossway item. Although Diggle's having a pretty good Ridley so far.
Very friendly space dragon. Yeah, that's it.
Space pirate collusion.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about how it's surprising what tricks runners do and don't know, and it's surprising to see someone like Caesar, who seems to know a lot of the scan hops in the game, not knowing how to do this room.
Yeah.
Crossway.
Caesar watches the bot after this. I'd imagine he'll probably take some time before his next race to probably try to learn the trick.
Mm-hmm. Getting to the last jump is pretty easy on this trick. It's just the last jump itself that's tricky. You gotta really wedge yourself into that tunnel.
Yeah, and it's sometimes a little inconsistent too.
Mm-hmm.
Not super difficult, just slightly RNG.
Oh, okay.
Caesar
Yes,
now has his final artifact and doing everything he needs to get to where Diggle is, who's having a little
bit of a
bad tough time getting this slope jump, trying to climb Impact Crater, but does get it, and then falls down.
Oh no!
Hopefully, won't burn through every power bomb on these fission Metroids. Different than regular Metroids in that they are much more harder to kill if you don't have it. Because they split like fish. Oh!
Oh, drop! Oh no! And into the red phase on too. I mean, thankfully not taking damage. But...
Here's that bad RNG we were talking about.
Oh.
Now Diggle's just going about it the normal.
What an unfortunate way to get grabbed by a Metroid. That's rough.
Yeah, you want to be as close to the center of the platform as possible when you have to brace for him, because those can move you in ways you don't want.
Does seem like he's gonna get past this though. The Metroids are trailing behind. Oh no, the snipe!
And just pissed off enough to power bomb it. And it turns out he does have 7 power bombs and not all 8, like we might have thought. 4 still plenty enough to get through.
Oh yeah.
With that. And now we're going into the first phase of the final boss.
This race actually turned out pretty close.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. It's still going to take a lot of bad or execution on Diggle's part to get to losing territory. Caesar approaching Ridley here.
We'll see if his Space Dragon is even half as nice as Diggle's. Hopefully.
Yeah, Caesar going for that dash and missing it.
And also trying the backup.
For the slope jump. And... getting
nice!
Right.
These seconds saved.
So yeah, if Diggle keeps messing up on some execution aspect here during this, Caesar will be able to slowly get up there, but it is still very much Diggle's race to lose at this point.
Definitely. If Diggle just plays consistently, not even fast, but consistently at this point, then he'll probably win. He needs to seriously botch things up.
He won't, because in his mind it could be a lot closer than it is, but
yeah.
Playing it safe on his part would win him. And also of note, Diggle does have the X-ray visor, whereas Caesar does not. So even if they do both get to essence at the same time, Diggle will still have the advantage then.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the phase-on beam is erratic, and the lightning bolts are not accurate if you're not locked on. So even if Caesar somehow manages to find essence and just pump him full of phase-on, the damage is going to be significantly less than Diggle's, since it's not locked on.
Yeah, Diggle going for these snipes, which you can do sometimes, so that not getting a whole lot of. It's a very small window, especially when he's charging. Ooh. You have to be in the exact right spot. But essentially, the way this exoskeleton phase Metroid Prime works is there's four sub-chambers. First sub-chamber, which he's already out of. He's weak to alternating power and wave beam. The second chamber, power, wave, and ice. And the third chamber, which is in now, as you see, all 4 beam. The fourth chamber is where people get tilted because Metroid Prime can just do what he wants. Charge at random spots, change beam weaknesses whenever he wants, and it can be a rough time. So that's what Diggle is trying to get through right now. Caesar getting a very good Ridley fight.
Oh yeah, that Ridley was not nice at all, but Caesar did not care. He is on point with these snipes. Caesar is a boss-killing monster, I'm convinced.
Yeah.
His execution has been fantastic.
Be curious to see Caesar play like a all-boss mode.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what the last 20 minutes of the game is. is what we're saying. This race. Oh, with Diggle's missing these snipes and Caesar smashing Ridley like this. There's a chance here. Also with Diggle's very unfortunate phase encore.
Yeah, we'll see how Caesar's phase encore climb goes. I'm not anticipating anything major as he gets this on his first try. Yeah, Caesar is absolutely in execution mode, as he should be, because he is still in this race.
Gets through phase encore first try. This is... Whew. Unfortunately, Diggle's in Subchamber 4, so there's still a lot of time to make up here, but...
Yeah, and Subchamber 4 is where most of the time loss in Exo happen. So, once he gets to Essence, though, it will be an easier fight for Diggles. If catch-up's going to happen, it's going to be here in Subchamber 4.
Definitely. Because execution on Essence is a lot easier than on Exo. If you have all visors, Let me just add that in.
It's still missing these snipes. And...
Busted! Double busting! Oh, good times.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy. We didn't see Diggle Flamethrower, but we did see Double Wave Buster.
So, double buster.
Oh, that made up for it, honestly. That was great.
We'll see how Caesar does with these snipes. Not going for the charging one, because that is the more difficult one, but when you have Ice Spreader like this, getting that Ice Spreader snipe feels good, man.
Alright. Gonna go for a Super Missile Snipe here to get the damage. So he doesn't have to deal with the Wave Beam phase, which is by far the slowest and worst.
Yeah, the only advantage the Wave Beam and the Wave Beam phase presents is that it homes in, as you've been seeing. But when you have super missiles like Power, Power and Plasma are definitely probably the two you want. Ice is also good, especially by Ice Spreader, because it does a decent amount of damage, him technically being a Metroid. So Wave is 100% the worst.
And Caesar managing to get to Subchamber 3 by the time Diggle finishes Subchamber 4. At this point, we're mostly going to hope for Caesar's sake that Diggle doesn't know how to manipulate Essence's AI and gets a few pull skips.
He is going to have to get those, like, 7 pull skips for Caesar's chance here, but he does seem to know the manipulation.
No? Yeah, he's not moving.
Though he got pushed, I think. He's spelling something out here.
I can't make it out.
No.
I don't speak a word of your language, buddy. Ah. And yeah, Diggle does know about it.
If Diggle had taken any longer to find that phase on suit, this would probably be Caesar's game.
Absolutely.
It's his boss execution is just a lot better. Though we'll see how his phase 4 goes. Diggle is definitely getting all the cores that he needs, though. Not quite getting as much damage as he'd like on that first one, but he's still in good shape to win this.
Even if it goes for 4 pool at this point, then I think we're just... I hate to say it, but I think this is sealed. Oh, no, he gets pull skip! Ouch! Meanwhile, Caesar is on last phase of Exo here.
Getting frozen. Yeah, the main thing to keep in mind throughout all of this is that Caesar will not have X-Ray. So even if he's able to close the gap here like he has been, that is going to slow him down so much during Essence. Well, Diggle's really not taking a huge.
Got two essences being fought at the same time. This is, keep in mind, folks, this is a 2-hour and 20-minute race, and these racers are what, 5 minutes apart?
Are in the same phase of the final phase of the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
So Diggle really just needs one more pull here. He's got this, which he's going to get here. You still need to pull cancel because those fish and Metroids are not there, but
yeah, he's not doing the cancel. He's not even.
No, he's
doing
burning
the attack
it.
cancels. Yeah, this is bad.
That's
Diggle bad.
Gonna be that's gonna be a.
Oh no, he did it
from Diggle there, finishing it off.
Nice.
Congrats to DiggleWrath.
That's a GG.
Winning that race. Very, very
much closer race than I think anyone expected. That was good times.
Yeah, we should be getting Diggle in here for an interview shortly, I believe. But yeah, that was a very, very close, no doubt about it. DiggleWrath, welcome.
Hey,
sir, that was a close race.
How close was it?
He's fighting EXO right now.
He's finishing Essence.
Yeah, Essence, excuse me. I get.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
If you had taken much longer to find that Phazon suit, this could have gone differently.
Yeah, I was really beginning to worry about it because, like, I could have gone back to get Plasma as soon as I saw Space Jump in Magmore, but I'm like, nah, I'll make it back later. And yeah, that's where Phazon was, in Ice Temple.
Yeah, what were you thinking when you saw Plasma Beam when you checked the slope there in the charge beam room?
One thing.
Yeah, and it took you guys a while to find Space Jump and some energy tanks as well to go get it.
Yeah.
Especially with gravity being as late as it was as well, technically being required for the logic. That is,
yep.
It's a nasty location.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to open up the stream now to see what's going on here.
Yeah, Caesar unfortunately never found X-rays, so it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, he is on his last real pull though that he needs.
Oh yeah, I see.
Caesar's boss execution was a lot clearer, which is how he was able to catch up as he did because he was running around a lot. Like he went back to Crossway because he didn't know the trick. He did find Phazon pretty early, so he was in go mode a lot earlier than you were.
Okay.
You had the boost ball advantage. You had early better movement, and eventually that all paid off. You both died once.
Yeah, at least I only lost a minute though. When did he die?
He died much earlier, probably to Scarabs or something in early choke.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was a little less forgiving.
Yeah.
Caesar is done as well. GG to Caesar.
GG's.
But yeah, any more general thoughts on maybe what you would have done differently in hindsight?
I don't know. Like, I think the only really big decision I made was to not go back for Plasma as soon as I did, or not go back for Plasma as soon as I found Space Jump and maybe another energy tank. Like, I don't know. That's like really the one thing, and I'm not sure about if I made the right play or not in the end.
Gotcha.
And that's the other thing is, like, it wasn't just boss execution that let Caesar catch up. It was also, he found Phazon long before you did. And
so he did go back for Plasma.
Yeah.
Speaking of Caesar, we do have Caesar joining us. Caesar, that was a very close race.
Yeah.
Hey.
Very, very well executed on both of your parts. What were you thinking when you found Phazon suit as early as you did with the ice?
I was thinking that it was a bit surprising because I really wanted Boost Ball because that was at that point, because I knew that was my go mode item.
Yeah. pretty rude location for boost ball, honestly, right before you need.
Yeah, it ended up being a phase-on processing center.
Yeah, and then that early plasma location where both of you who opted to go for the slope jump to try. Very, very, very interesting location, especially considering how late gravity was down the phase on.
Yeah, I would have been a lot. It would have been a lot closer if I hadn't died like 3 times trying to get plasma beam because I was trying to do the slope jump on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So I didn't end up getting plasma till way later. I got plasma like after I did my first Andrana.
Yeah, both of you
phase on until like an hour and 50 minutes in.
So where was X-Ray Visor?
Vanilla.
Yep.
Seriously?
X-Ray was.
Seriously.
Oh yeah. I was not very happy to see it there.
I thought about checking that spot when I was picking up the relic there, but I'm like, probably not a good idea. Like, could waste time, and especially if this is close.
Yeah, and it was very, very close. Both of you, well earned GGs.
Yeah, fantastic race.
Can I have just a moment? I need to go pick something up.
Oh sure.
Well, I was just going to ask. I guess I'll ask Diggle first if you had any final thoughts on the race or the seed.
That was the best Ridley I've seen in a while, especially compared to my last race for Recharge, like 14 times in a row or something.
Oh.
Okay, it was only 7 twice.
Yeah, the end of the game where you missed the dash, you tried to slope jump for a while, and then had to go back around, and then Ridley was nice. The impact core climb was unfortunate.
A thing.
Those were all little pauses that we saw Caesar sort of catch up on. We're like, this is going to be a close race, because for a while there,
it was that
you had
close at the end,
and then you took a little while to find phase on while Caesar was in go mode, but still had to go all around the map to get his artifact. And so yeah, it ended up being a lot closer than I think Ginger or I thought it'd be.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to watch the VOD because it sounds like a really interesting race.
It was weird because it seemed very much like you had to leave for a while there because of Caesar's struggle to get plasma beam, and that sort of left him behind a bit. But he ended up pulling his way back mostly because of boss execution and phase on suit. He just found go mode way earlier than you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, Caesar. There were some route diversions when you got to phase on. Where it was going to be hard to tell. Caesar was behind at that point, but towards the end there,
I have lower IGT.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah,
he apparently died several times, so yeah, that would happen. I guess I lost after all.
Although Caesar did.
Well, I mean, you did lose
the
because.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, I didn't pick up flamethrower.
Caesar got flamethrower and used flamethrower to kill an enemy. So
no.
Sorry.
Caesar, any final thoughts on the race to the seed?
I wish that I hadn't gone and checked Farchozo as early as I did, because that wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, Diggle did end up doing the Flagra check backwards, I might add, while he was looking for phase on suit, which was just another little time allowance that allowed Caesar to catch up. Yeah, both good runs, guys. Both good races. This will put Diggle at 2-2.
And
so congratulations.
1-3.
Oh.
Yeah. There's 2 more rounds of Swiss left, though. So
yeah, it was a good race. GG.
Yeah, 3-3. We'll still have a pretty decent chance.
Man,
so
I was
with the time difference. Yeah. No, sorry.
That was probably one of the best Ridley fights I ever had.
Yeah, you smacked him around. That was like, it was not a nice Ridley, but you made it look like a nice Ridley.
Nice. My Ridley was extremely nice. He just roared like 6 times in a row, literally, and he died.
Yeah, Caesar's boss execution was really well whenever.
That's good, at least.
Really throughout the game. So yeah, with a time difference of about 2.5 minutes,
after 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Diggle wins this Metroid Prime randomizer race. Be sure to follow both of the runners with these nice little commands in chat. There's also Ginger Dragon, who was both commentary and tracking, not an easy sir. So, yeah. And if you want to learn more about the Metroid Prime randomizer, as well as this tournament, feel free to check the brackets or the Discord there with the links. GG's once again to both of our runners. Any final thoughts, Ginger Dragon?
Nah, I've said everything I wanted to say. Good race, GG's.